So Hashimoto's is a doctor who in the early 1900s actually identified this autoimmune disease. So it is an underactive thyroid. So you are dealing with hormones or a lack of thyroid hormones going through your body. But the reason why your thyroid is underactive, there's a couple of reasons for that. And one of those reasons is Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So Hashimoto's, the name refers to the doctor who actually first identified this autoimmune condition. And thyroiditis, the ditis, is inflammation. So you're dealing with inflammation in the thyroid gland caused by your autoimmune disease. Anyone who's been struggling with an underactive thyroid, they would be so familiar with the symptoms. But if you are struggling with, you can look at the physiological symptoms like fatigue. I mean, that has been probably one of the biggest symptoms that most patients struggle with. Hair loss, dry skin, mouth, and scalp. You're looking at cold sensitivity. I've always been cold. You know, when my husband will always tell me a cold front's on its way when ADELE gets cold. And constipation. And one of the big symptoms that a lot of women struggle with when they have an underactive thyroid is weight gain. And then again, the ability not to lose weight. And that sounds strange. So, but really struggling to lose weight. Then thyroid hormones also plays a huge impact on your psychological wellness. So if your thyroid hormones are impacted, you're looking at symptoms like brain fog, poor memory, and even emotions of anxiety, irritability, mood swings, and even bouts of depression. So you literally can feel like you are losing your mind. Then when we are looking at possible causes of why is your immune system doing what it's doing? And there's a couple of things that when you are diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that you need to start looking at why is your immune system going on the attack? And the first and foremost element is always your diet. So are you eating something that is not working with your gut and that is triggering your immune system? The common enemies of your immune system is gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, and then often your nightshade vegetables like your sweet peppers and tomatoes. Stress is a big trigger. It has been a big trigger for myself. So every time I go through an immensely stressful period, I know my autoimmunity is triggered, just an increase in symptoms. And then another big trigger for your immune system is toxins. So we are bombarded with toxins every single day from inside our house, our skincare, in our food, and in our environment, you know, outside, the pollution that we breathe in every single day. So all of these can trigger your immune system that then attacks the thyroid gland, causing the inflammation. When we're looking at underactive thyroid, doctors will often test for the underactive thyroid and then prescribe you the T4 or T3 hormone replacement medication. But it is not often the case where doctors actually take that further step in finding out why is your thyroid underactive. And it is really easy to go undiagnosed because that conventional medicine, the approach of diagnosis and then treatment is exactly the same. And that is prescribe the thyroid hormones to replace the hormones that your thyroid gland cannot make. So many doctors will not take that further steps to find out why your immune system is attacking your thyroid gland. Because in their realm of conventional medicine, there is nothing more that they can do. It's prescribe your medication. But in terms of calming your immune system, there's a lot of lifestyle factors involved with that. And your conventional doctors just don't look at that side of healthcare. Two reasons why I started writing this book. So firstly, a lot of us know what we should be doing. We know we should be taking stress seriously, and we should do things to reduce our stress and to sleep better and to eat better. But changing habits are hard. It's hard to change lifelong habits. So one of the first reasons why I wrote this book was to, at the end of every chapter, provide actionable steps, small steps. Because if you take small steps and small changes regularly, it makes it so much easier to create a big impact over time. And we underestimate the power of small changes made over time. The second reason why I wrote this book was out of my own frustration when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I remember going into Google, as everyone does when you're diagnosed, and just this plethora of information about what you should be doing, you should not be doing, you should be changing this, and you should be changing that. And it was just so much. And I got scared and I got overwhelmed. And my doctor at that point in time didn't really know much about this autoimmune disease, so she couldn't really help me either. So the reason why I wrote this book was to help other newly diagnosed patients, to prevent them from experiencing the same overwhelm, frighten, and anxiety about, am I going to die? Having an autoimmune disease, am I ever going to have my life back? And I want to help them and inspire them and say, here is a structured approach of everything you should know when you are first diagnosed, and so that you can make informed decisions about your health. And you can go to your doctor and have an informed discussion about the things that impact your health. And that's why I wrote this book. Structured all the content that I thought I wanted to know when I was first diagnosed in a structure, 9 pillars. So we're looking at support, mindset, medication, your meals, sleep, stress, toxins, movement, and supplements. These are all the things that I have learned over the time that I've been diagnosed, which was in 2015. And then I thought that I could structure it in an easy way for people to take action. The thing is, every patient is different in what is their trigger for their autoimmunity and then where they are in their health journey. So by looking at 9 pillars, you know that perhaps you haven't looked at toxins yet. So it would now be easy to go to the chapter on toxins, read up about it, and then at the end of the chapter, just look at the action steps, the things that is the small things that you can do to reduce the toxin load in your environment and in your body. And that is that way structured for every single chapter. So depending on where you are in your journey, you can take action immediately. I was diagnosed with an underactive thyroid in 2003. So I was very young and just started my corporate career. And I felt the exhaustion. I mean, sleeping 20 hours a day, that's not normal. And being diagnosed with an underactive thyroid, I took what my doctor told me, drank my little white pills. And over years, I've had ups and downs of symptoms. And we adjusted medication, but there were times where I just didn't feel well. And finally, in 2015, this is a couple of years later, and after seeing different doctors, endocrinologists, specialist physicians, a doctor decided to do an antibody test. I was really in a bad space mentally. My body was feeling out of sorts, and I've been picking up an immense amount of weight, eating healthy and exercising, and just picking up weight. And that doctor did an antibody test, and that was when I was finally diagnosed. Has been the pillar on toxins, for the very simple reason is that changing your eating habits is hard, and it is vital, but it's so hard. But when you're looking at toxins, I think we underestimate the amount of toxins that actually is in our environment and in our bodies. And These are small changes that are so easy to make and that doesn't require a lot of work from your side. Like filtering your water is you install a water filter, done. You're still drinking your water as you should be drinking it. And brushing your teeth, just change to a fluoride-free toothpaste. You're still buying toothpaste, still brushing your teeth. Just small changes like that makes it very easy. And like changing your cooking utensils. It's a little bit of a financial investment, but we underestimate the impact that that little change can make in your overall health. And that's why I think that is absolutely my favorite chapter, because it is a little bit of work, but very quick results that you'll see. Been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, it can feel overwhelming, scary, and just an ultimate shock. So the first piece of advice that I would like to give anyone who has been diagnosed with this autoimmune disease is become your own health advocate. Read up, listen to YouTube videos, become an expert on your health and this condition. So read up about thyroid conditions, read up about autoimmunity and the things that you can do. Because it's only when you know what is going on in your body that you can have an informed discussion with your doctor. Secondly, talking about doctors, make sure that your thyroid hormones are optimized for you. Now, there's a big difference between normal blood test results and optimal blood test results. We are not looking for normal because we are not normal. You are looking for the amount of thyroid hormones that is perfect for you. And the general test is what I call the logical sense test. How are you feeling? If you are taking your thyroid hormones and your doctor is telling you that your blood test results are normal, but you are still experiencing symptoms, that means that results are not optimal for you. The third one, and now we're really going into doctors, is you need to find a doctor that is willing to listen to you and to work with you. I cannot underestimate the value of partnering with your doctor. And specifically, what I have found extremely valuable in my health journey has been working with a functional medicine doctor or an integrative medicine doctor, where they're really looking at your entire body. So if you can find that doctor that is willing to listen to you and work with you, that is just an amazing place to be. So those are the 3 recommendations. To read the book and see how it can help you, you can find the book directly at my website at www.adeledurand.com. Then you can also buy it directly at amazon.com if you prefer to read it on your Kindle. And you can also find it at publisher.co.za. So if you're in the Cape Town area, you're welcome to collect it directly from them as well.